My name is Colette Bishogo. I am from the Democratic Republic of Congo. That's where I was born. And now I currently live in South Africa. So I'm Congolese and South African. I am a senior, about to graduate in a month. And I study African Studies with a minor in economics as well as a language citation in Arabic and Lingala. I think one thing that I cherish the most about Harvard is meeting so many different people that I always think back to 4 years ago and the type of people that I knew 4 years ago. I had a very, very close friend group at home. I didn't know anyone outside of my family network or my family's friends, and that was where it ended. And then just coming here and being able to say, like, hey, I'm going to Mumbai, I have a friend in Mumbai, or I'm going to Australia, I know people from Australia. It's just all these different types of people that I don't think I would have come across in life or after I leave Harvard, but I've gotten to know them, and they've also through our interaction I've gotten to expand my horizon, about the world. Yeah, so I think that's one thing that I'm most fond of here at Harvard. Oh man, yeah, so I've done a lot during summer, which has been good in certain cases, but also in other cases means that I'm always very, very tired when the school year started. So freshman year I went home because I had problems with my documents, or my passport was expired. So I had to spend the whole of freshman year home, and during my time home I did research for this book that an alum is writing, which is about entrepreneurship on the African continent. So I got to do research on different entrepreneurial activities going on in different African countries. So I did that for 3 months, and then in my sophomore year I was here, and so for the first part of the summer I did banking in New York. So it was my first time being in New York, being in America outside of Harvard. And after my internship, 2 days later I got on a plane and went to this small country called Equatorial Guinea in Central Africa, and I was there for a month to do research, and it was my first time trying to do research, so that was fun. And then last summer I decided to not do banking, so I went the tech way, and I spent 8 weeks in Washington working with IBM. So that was really fun and really exciting. And then after IBM I again got on a plane, and this time I went to the Congo and Rwanda, and I was there for a month doing research between the two countries. So that's are some of the activities that I've been able to do during my time here. Yeah, so it's always so funny when I tell people about postgrad plans. Just oh, you are this, and just yeah. So postgrad, I'm going to be moving to New York, and I'll be working in banking. So going back to my first love, my first internship. Yeah, so that's where I'll be. But besides that, I just finished writing my thesis that I really enjoyed writing, and also received very positive feedback from. So I want to pursue that further. So I'll be doing banking, for I don't know how long, but I'm also looking at grad school options, especially across the river in England, and exploring possibilities of political science or something like that. So yeah, I think that the resources have been in two ways. It's been the mentorship as well as the funding and the resources to pursue your dreams. So I remember the first reason I got interested in doing research was after my sophomore class, when I took a class with an African professor, Professor Olupona, and I was very interested in African matters. But so I became his research assistant and started talking to him, but told him about my plans, and then he told me, you know what you should be doing? You should be doing research. And that's when I got the idea about applying for funding, right? So I had someone who told me, you should be doing this, who pointed me in the right direction. But within that, when I pitched my ideas to Harvard, my first grant was denied, but then I found another one which was accepted, right? So it's just more of me having this vision and finding a place here at Harvard that will fund my vision and allow me to pursue it beyond just dreaming about it. So it's definitely been the mentorship ever since sophomore year, right? By just meeting the right people who point me to the right direction in terms of what I want to study, and also applying for funding and being supported to carry out my dreams. Yeah. So I did Hassa. I've been doing Hassa since before coming to Harvard. Yeah, so that has been very, very fun because one thing I like about Harvard is having a community that you feel very safe in, but not letting that community limit you in terms of making friendships outside of that. So I think one of my fondest memories was the first Hassa party that we had as incoming freshmen, and I really like it because before coming to Harvard, I actually did not listen to any other African music but South African and Congolese. Yeah, I did not know like what was going on in Nigeria. Yeah, so like my first time being in a group full of like so many Africans, like hey, yeah, let's party. So that has been one, just being involved in the African community, and as well as like the BSA. Yeah, I was also like involved in that. Also, one fun thing that I will forever cherish is that my freshman year, for 1 year, I learned how to step. Yeah, and I joined the step team. I came in without knowing anything, but at the end of the year, I went back home and just like, you know, look at me. I'm learning something in school, blending in well with the culture. Yes, I think that exposing myself to all these different social groups here on campus, which have been very, very fulfilling for me, and just, yeah, getting to meet like different types of people. The advice that I can think of is the same one that someone told me when I came here, which was, this may sound very, very vague, but also only applied in the right contexts, which is like, don't take no for an answer, especially when it comes like to Harvard, right? So I remember freshman year, I came in, I was just like, Colette, just be grateful that you are here. You know, you're asking for too much, you know, just, you know, be quiet and be grateful, right? Until someone told me, no, Colette, like, don't take no for an answer. And that applies to so many things academically. And I think that one of the key ways of surviving at Harvard is not giving up at the first try, or the second, or the third, or the fourth, you know, but always pushing forward, right? So what if you don't get a good internship your freshman year and you end up going home? You know, just like go home, like try to find something to do, and like come back sophomore year and try again. Like even with professors, I feel like I have a very good relationship with professors now, but it didn't start. You know, like I went to the first office hours, they're like, what are you doing here? You know, but then I went to the second one, they're like, you again. And then I went to the third one, like, you're becoming regular. But the time it was the fifth one, I'm just like, hey, do you want to be my research assistant? You know, so I just think that, no, because like I think that we come here expecting, you know, the resource to be there for us, you know, like people to cater to us at every turn. We forget that no, like we have to push, you know, like we have to like, be very, very determined. So I'll say that definitely that be very, very determined. You know, be willing to try, you know, like first time, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, you know, whatever it takes. But definitely don't take no for an answer, because you deserve to be here, and like your vision and your dream deserves like to be heard, and you should not rest until someone listens to you and someone says yes to you. Yeah, I think that there's a lot actually, and especially like think about Africans, and I'll say people that have been very critical to like me becoming the person that I am today. And the first person that comes into my mind is Debbie, and Debbie on no yes, she's currently at Cambridge right now, you know, just like doing amazing things. But this is someone that I like wrote my first grant application. I did not know what to write. I sent it to her like 2 hours before. I was like, Debbie, help me! What do I do, right? But I can't imagine how many grant proposals I sent to her before submitting, and her constantly giving me feedback like, Colette, you know, say it this way, say it that way. And you know, even like in her senior year when she was writing the thesis, I didn't know, I was a junior, right? It's like, she has all this time, like let me just send all my stuff to her. But she was always there, like did not ever, you know, complain or say no, but always gave me like feedback. Like now you look at my grant application, like he was very, very strong. And it's like, hey, Debbie has been looking at this for years. So that's one person. And two other people I can think of is Rahim and Chisom, and that has been on the like professional front, and that was like since sophomore I've been like, hey, you know, these are the like available internships, apply. And like even when I applied, right, and I remember Chisom like 2 days before like my interview, like I email her like, hey, give me a mock trial, you know, she'd be like, yes baby girl, come, you know, let's practice this. And with her it's been very, very helpful to just like knowing like how do you work like corporate America, because like it's very, very different from African culture, right? But they're both Chisom and Rahim being like, hey, like go out there and just, do this and do that. So that those have been like two other upperclassmen, and I think that people in my year is actually just the whole like African class, and I think that I take like different, I see like the good in different people and I try to apply that in my life, and something that I think of is like someone like Sabrina, who's like I'm not like that great friends with, but girl has a life, in order, everything on point. So I look at her, I'm just like, Colette, be more like Sabrina, or like Sheena, for example, who like you think that she's very, very mellow and very, very quiet, but then she goes in an interview room and then comes up with a job offer. Like, what did you tell them? Yeah, but it's just so like there was like, but then like just like the whole African class, and like there's too many people for me to name, but everyone just like doing things very, very well and making me like, hey, I want to be more like you, like yeah. So those are like the people that I can think of.